Welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to look at the following WWE news and rumors: Randy Orton to betray Riddle on Raw, Drew McIntyre's response to fans saying he had too many title shots. We are also going to look at 5 WWE Hell in a Cell surprises rumored to take place, which will include The Fiend's WWE return, Brock Lesnar's return and more. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe for daily wrestling content. Monday was the final episode of WWE Raw before Hell in a Cell. Did WWE's Go Home show receive increased attention from the fans? According to John Aron of Sports Business Journal, this week's edition of WWE Raw brought in 1.742 million viewers, up from last week's 1.640 million. This development marks 2 weeks in a row that WWE Raw has improved its ratings. This increase is especially noteworthy because the show has been competing against the NBA playoffs. No website has released the hourly numbers yet at this time. As for the all-important 18 to 49 demo, WWE Raw also saw an increase from last week. The number climbed from 0.48 to 0.49. With both the demographic and viewership on the rise for the second week in a row, WWE must be pleased with this trend heading into Hell in a Cell on Sunday. WWE Raw featured 5 women's matches on the show. Eva Marie's return was a buzzworthy portion of the show, and her popularity might have encouraged some viewers to tune in. The main event of the show started as a singles match between Drew McIntyre and AJ Styles. This bout later turned into a 6-man tag match that added the Viking Raiders, Omos, and WWE Champion Bobby Lashley to the matchup. What did you think of this week's episode of WWE Raw? Which match or segment was your favorite? Let us know your thoughts by sounding off in the comments section below. When Drew McIntyre won the Royal Rumble and defeated Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania in 2020, it was fresh and exciting to see someone new at the top of WWE. But a year and a half later, the WWE Universe is getting a bit restless, and McIntyre understands this reaction. Drew McIntyre was the latest guest on Out of Character with Ryan Satin. When asked about the argument that WWE should focus on a new contender in the title picture, McIntyre explained that the criticism doesn't bother him these days because of my journey, all the ups and downs. I'm so hardened to criticism, McIntyre said, but I never worry if it's constructive criticism. I appreciate constructive criticism. I understand some fans may be like, ugh, I'd like a new fresh face in the picture. Realistically, I have been fighting for the title, or been champion, for over a year now, which is a pretty significant time, but I don't think anyone is saying, oh my goodness, Drew's not working as hard as he can to give us the best matches possible, and do the best he can with every interview possible, McIntyre continued. I think it's more. I would like to see something different here and see Drew do something different over here. McIntyre noted that he can see how fans want him to do something different, as he has been involved with the title scene for over a year now. This Sunday at Hell in a Cell, if Drew McIntyre doesn't defeat Bobby Lashley for the WWE Championship, he will not get another shot at the title. He'll have to wait until Lashley loses it before he can challenge for the gold again. Regardless of what happens on Sunday, McIntyre still believes he will get his moment in front of fans. I would love to win the title back from Lashley and walk out in front of fans once we get back on the road as WWE Champion, McIntyre added. But if, somehow, he screws me out of it just to keep the title, I will get my moment in front of the fans. Do you think Drew McIntyre has had too many shots at the WWE Championship? Please share your thoughts in the comments section below. One of the most entertaining acts on Raw lately has been the newly minted tag team between Randy Orton and Riddle. The two superstars, who are polar opposites of each other, have caught lightning in a bottle and continue to entertain fans each week. Former WWE writer Vince Russo, however, believes that RK-Bro is not going to last long. Speaking on Sportskeeda's Legion of Raw, Russo expressed that the only reason Orton is teaming up with Riddle on Raw is so he can turn on the original bro. We are building to Randy Orton giving the kid the RKO, and then they are in a feud. That's what all of this is. He's going to do the pose and Orton keeps walking away and walking away. You think he's going to pose in there with the kid, and he's going to hit him with the RKO, and now they're in a program, said Russo. WWE Hell in a Cell is only a few days away, and to say that it's as highly anticipated as other pay-per-views would be a lie. The build-up for most matches has been lackluster and well, tickets are sold before the bell rings, as they say. That said, there's no reason why WWE Hell in a Cell may not have its own share of surprises. The company will want to ramp things up considering there are plans to go back on the road again. We will share our own list of WWE Hell in a Cell surprise, and we invite you to do the same in the comments below. As always, feel free to share any thoughts, positive or negative, in the comments section about the current product, this video, or just about anything. Number 5. At WWE Hell in a Cell 2021, The Fiend returns. Where is Bray Wyatt now? This is a question that has been asked since WrestleMania, and various explanations have been offered. While he's been away, Alexa Bliss has taken on the mantle of the in-house scary person, pretty much adopting Bray Wyatt's gimmick. When Alexa Bliss takes on Shayna, the lights could go out and The Fiend could return to cost Bliss her big match. This is only fair since it was Alexa Bliss who cost Bray Wyatt his match at WrestleMania 37. For Bray Wyatt to return to the roster at WWE Hell in a Cell would bolster it immensely since Raw has been rocked by Braun Strowman's departure. WWE needs a top guy immediately to get out of the stalemate that is Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. Bray Wyatt fits the bill perfectly, and could add a new flavor to the brand that's been missing for a while. Number 4. Shayna submits to Alexa Bliss, and becomes her follower. Shayna is scheduled to take on Alexa Bliss at WWE Hell in a Cell 2021. The ultimate twist could happen during the course of the match. With the help of a hypnotized Reginald, Bliss could defeat Baszler. Then, at WWE's Hell in a Cell, Shayna, following her run-in with Lily, could become Alexa Bliss' disciple. The two of them could become a formidable tag team in due course of time. They could pose a threat to the current tag team champs Natalya and Tamina. Number 3. At WWE Hell in a Cell 2021, we see a massive heel turn. Leading up to WWE Hell in a Cell, MVP has done his best to get into Kofi Kingston's head, and to a certain extent, he has succeeded as well. Could we see Kingston turning heel at WWE Hell in a Cell to cost Drew McIntyre his big title match? Sure, it's inside Hell in a Cell, but we've seen so many people over the years enter the dreaded structure through devious ways. Well, this could lead to a Kofi Kingston versus Drew McIntyre feud. Judging from their match on Raw, this is a match that everyone would like to see. Number 2. Sasha Banks could return at the WWE Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Bayley and Bianca Belair will go to war at WWE Hell in a Cell over the SmackDown Women's Championship, and this is a hard match to call. Bayley is the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion, and Bianca Belair made history by defeating Sasha Banks in the main event of WrestleMania. WWE may want to protect both women by having Banks return at WWE Hell in a Cell. Maybe the next big match for the WWE SmackDown Women's Championship could have all three women competing thanks to Sasha Banks' interference in this match. Number 1. Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley have the ultimate face-off. Fans have wanted a Bobby Lashley vs. Brock Lesnar match since the current WWE Champion was in TNA. Could they finally come face-to-face at WWE Hell in a Cell? There are enough rumors doing the rounds to suggest this could indeed happen. If Drew McIntyre comes up short against Bobby Lashley, this confrontation after the WWE Championship match could set the stage for SummerSlam.